You alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title, today we are making the ultimate workshop stool. So guys, we're over here at the whiteboard and a bit of a blueprint for the stool we're going to make. I've drawn this up in SolidWorks and I've kind of focused on the structure. So the metal part of the stool, obviously we've got a leather top to go on it and caster wheels, but I've just focused on the metal stuff. So we've got the threaded bar in the middle. This is going to be our height adjuster here, based around two key fixing points. So these are stainless nuts, so they're going to be our supports and our guides. And then off this we've got three 5mm supports. These go down to the casters, and then I've made a base plate as well, which I think I'll use it for tool storage, somewhere to put a drink or hold your tools whilst you're working. And then there's a hole in the centre, because obviously as this winds down you need clearance to get here. I've designed it with 200mm of height adjust, so at its tallest it's going to be about 650-ish, and then at its lowest obviously 450, so nice working range. The seat at the moment is at 300mm, but I want to play with that, see what it comes out like. But before we do anything, let's start by cutting one of these and seeing what it looks like and check with our proportions bang on. As you can see, that's a quick overview of the parts I've bought, what you needed to make it and the design. You can see I've gone for a heavy duty industrial style stool. Perfect for the workshop hopefully, and your shed or working your bikes or your cars. It's just a handy bit of kit to have, and it beats buying a cheap one, and it's a fun project. Cost wise, I think I'm going to throw a tally at the end showing what I spent on this and what it cost you guys to make it. But let's get straight into it. Over to the Swift cut table. We'll cut a blank template just to see what our parts are going to look like before we go to the 5mm steel. So let's get into that. As you just saw, rip that straight off the table. That's our test support. So yeah, as mentioned, cut it in cheap stuff before I cut it in the 5mm, but it looks good. It came off really clean. Trying to make that look as good as I can for the camera. But yeah, 5mm obviously in this is flimsy. In 5mm, welded here and here, I think that'll be pretty bang on. Back again in the workshop. This evening we're gonna grab this threaded bar and head over to the machine shop. We're going to get this turned down to the right length, or parted off to the right length, and get the ends turned, ready to go into the assembly, and just to make it a bit more manageable when we're welding it. We could do it at the meter length, but cut to size would be loads easier. So next bit of footage is going to be us working on this, bit of lathe work for you guys. So yeah, I'll take you over. I'm back in the workshop with the part we cut in the last clip. I've been looking at this in CAD for the last day or so, just checking everything works out. It looks like it's going to work pretty well. I've got 3 of these to cut out of 5mm steel and a base plate which these will sit on. You'll see that now in the next clip, so yeah, let's throw some metal on the table and cut the real things. So, stuck some sheet on the table and the machine is currently doing a dry run. Pretty much a dry run is just a test cut without the cutting, so you can test part location, your layout, your size. I like to do this on complex parts and thick material parts, just so I don't make any stupid mistakes. For the sake of a quick minute or two extra, to give you peace of mind. So yeah, this is just checking out okay. All seems to be in the right places, so let that finish up and then do the real actual part, yeah. Here we go guys, 3 supports and a base plate, all cut in 5mm. You can see I had a bit of an issue. As the part cut, the centre fell out and actually got in the way of the machine referencing. So, bit of a mistake on one of them, but managed to get minimal waste. But yeah, these are all cut, and next I'm gonna clean them, dress them up and get them ready, just so they're ready to weld, so I don't have to worry about that later. So here's a quick overview of what this project consists of. So we've got our turned down 30mm threaded bar. You can see we've turned 50mm on the end. 30mm stainless steel nuts. So this is the core of the seat. We've got 3 supports that are designed up, cut out of 5mm. We've got a base plate for our wheels to sit on. So this would be like sort of the base where everything mounts to. Hole in the centre for the threaded rod to pass through. We've got 3 casters, just cheap casters, keep this project to a minimum. 3 casters which bolt down. I've bought 2 stainless steel ball bearings, which will be part of a handle that will come out of this, not threaded, stainless steel bar. So I'm going to use that, bend it up and make a handle. But yeah, that's everything that is going to make this seat come to life. So guys, I've managed to jig it up and it's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. It all kind of fits together nicely. Welding this and getting it properly done to work, yeah, getting it jigged to weld may be a different story. Like I say, I've kind of got it balanced with magnets on each corner. Obviously you won't have them 2 nuts there. That will be just floating bar that can pass up and down through these 2 nuts. But it looks good. I think it's what I was expecting. I'm happy with it. I think once you get a seat pan on there, wheels, I'm going to mesh the inside of this. So it's kind of like a tool storage area. Might put a little drinks holder or something like that, just to make it a bit better. But no, I'm happy with it. This is my first jig spot, so I've been playing around with it and there's no real easy way to make sure these are sitting the same on the nuts, centered. So I'm going to take it a chunk at a time, and I've started by putting my threaded bar flat down, setting the distance between my nuts where they fall into the brackets, and I've got a mag chuck here with 2 90-degree magnets, and that's going to hold my support, and I'm going to line these up and just tack, and then I'm going to flip it over, find another way to put the next one on, and then I'll take that and then adjust it onto my base. But there's no easy way to get that centered, so we'll do it bit by bit and see how we go. Yes guys, that's what we like to see. That was a bit of a pig really. You could see like jigging that there was no easy way, but we've got it tacked up, it's all square, all the edges are flush. It looks really good. So I'm going to throw a few more tacks on it, measure everything, just check it nice and square, nothing's off, and then I think I'll weld that up together and then we'll work our way up to the seat pan. I'm going to give you guys a quick look around, a walk around of the part. Not going to lie, I'm pretty excited about this one. It's come out really nice. Better than I thought. It's all kind of worked well, which is surprising because that's not always the way. So let me give you a quick walk around. So, quick look around it. Base plate there. Got 2 tacks on each side, each corner. And then stainless steel nuts all tacked up. It's looking good. It's looking just nice and solid like I wanted to. Simple. This is spinning nicely. I think this will tighten up as it cools off. Where I've just tacked it all, it's expanded, but I'm excited. This will be good. It's a nice project. It's everyone's favourite time. Time to weld it up. Just finished up welding the stand, that's all welded out, so now I'm going to move on to the locking nut or the handle. So as the seat screws down, I want a way for it not to move, not to vibrate, so the plan is to create a locking nut that will sit above the top and just you'll tighten down onto it. So I'm going to use one of the nuts that I had before, which the stands I've got in them, 2 bits of stainless steel bar and some ball bearings. I'm going to put these together and create a little handle. So locking nut, create one of them, and that'll drop straight off it. That is a prime example of it going wrong firsthand. Literally got back in here to weld these on and stupidly didn't turn the gas on, so gonna try and clean that up, but yeah, it's all bubbly and shitty, so let's give that another go. Yep, I can confirm that is very hot. Adjustment, tightening nut is all finished up. So next on the list is adding this. So this is a bit of diamond mesh sheet, and for this I'm planning to, these holes in the bottom of the stand there, I'm planning to sort of cut and infill these areas. So kind of just fill the holes in, add to the design. Like I said, gives you somewhere to put your tools then whilst you're still working, rather than them falling through the hole and wasting the space. So yeah, I picked this up cheap. It's literally, I think it's like 1.6 mil, mild steel sheet. So I'm going to cut this with some tin snips, cut it to sizes. It's going to sit on the bottom so it hasn't got to be perfect, and then we'll tack weld it to the base. I think I'll give it a good look. You can see the old diamond pattern. Looks really good. Little tool storage, little tray. Should have really cleaned the base of the weld thing up, but I got impatient, so I've just tacked it as it is. Looks sick though. I think it's really nice. Goes with the theme. So finish the other two up and get in near completion. Our stool's looking pretty good. We've got all the metal work done now. The last thing to do is get the seat sorted. So, as you can see, I cut a top template, so that's going to be the base of it. And off that, I've stenciled out a piece of wood. It's a bit of 20mm hardwood. Right now, I'm going to take this, drop it off at the upholsters, drop it off, going to be covered in leather. So I'm going to throw that there, and the next clip's going to be picking it up and hopefully putting it back together. Alright guys, we're back in my home machine shop where I've got the Myford Super 7 lathe. I've got a drawing and a piece of EM1A bright mild steel. We've changed the design slightly since the start of the video, so it's evolved a bit, as a lot of projects do. So I'm going to get ahead, make this part. It's probably the max sort of stuff you want to turn on a small Myford, but we're going to go ahead, turn that up, and then I'll explain to you later what we've changed and why we've gone for this design. So guys, I know I didn't get much footage there, but I've turned my boss, as you've seen. There's a few clips there of me making that. I've turned that, which then sits onto my threaded rod. So that's going to drop over the top like that, and that's going to act as sort of the connection between the seat pan and the stool itself. You can see, if we get a bit closer, I've left a machined ring here. So the pan that sits around this is going to slot over that, so then I can make sure that's dead centre, nice and easy. That will locate in a hole, and then I'll weld around the top, and then on the bottom side where my threaded bar reaches, I'll put a weld round here. And yeah, that's the system I'm going to use. So guys, I kind of want to give you all a recap. This has been a very disjointed video. If you follow me on Instagram, I started building this stool a few months ago. You can see we finally got the seat top back, and it's come out lovely in a nice leather, like a worn leather. That was the biggest hold up. That literally took 2 months to get done, purely because the place I went to, they're brilliant, but they're just so loaded with work. In the previous clip, you've seen we've turned a fitting up to go on top of our stool like that, so that sits there. Pretty much the last thing to do is cut the plate that goes between our seat and the top of the stool. So I've designed that up in CAD, just a simple 3mm part. We've got a location point machined into this, so that locates straight on, and then there'll be a little bit of welding the boss to that, welding the plate to that, and then I'm going to have some countersink holes, and I've got a bit of 25mm wood inside this, and we'll screw straight to that. So shouldn't be too bad, but that's going to be the sort of last section of this video. So here we have both our seat boss, as shown before, and this is what we've just made, which is the sort of base plate for the seat to mount to. It's 150mm with a 25.5mm hole in the centre, as that's 25mm, so I've left 0.5mm over for a bit of plasma taper, and I don't want it to be too snug. And then we've got holes dotted around the outside, just at set intervals, so I've got, if anything, too many fixing points, but plenty of fixing points. And then the reason I put this hole in the centre is to allow for this, so you can see that locates over, so it just makes it easy for me to centre that. I can centre this quite easily to the bottom of the seat. I'll just measure that, and then that will drop straight on. We'll weld our boss around here at the bottom, and we'll put a few stitch welds around here, and then that's just a nice clean way to tie the seat together. I think that'll be more than strong enough, and it's nice and compact, and it stops us having to have anything around the edge of our seat. It's just out the way, no sharp edges, a clean solution. Quick overview of my setup to weld the threaded rod to the base. So this is more, the whole reason for this setup is purely due to the tolerance I held when machining. So I had the shaft was turned to 24.5, and I had to bore that out, and just tooling restrictions didn't allow that. So I ended up plunging with a 25mm drill bit just to finish it off, and it worked well for cutting it, it worked nice, but now we're left with the situation where this threaded rod can move away off centre from this part here. So to counteract that, I've set up a little jig. It's nothing too crazy. I've got a right angle set square here, pretty much a right angle square, bolt to table and a bit of box section just to lift it up so I can clear the base here, and I've just literally gone for the corner of it. I know that's dead 90. I know my base plate's sitting flat. I'm happy with that. Yeah, it just ensures that this sits perfectly vertical. There we go, we've got the seat fitted to our freshly fabricated seat base, so that went together pretty nicely. Last step now, which I've been waiting for ages, is to drop the seat and the threaded rod into its final position, hopefully for the last time, not for many, many years. There it is. There we have it, guys. That is the welding stool slash workshop stool completed. I know it took longer and this video was kind of spread across a few months, but I hope you've enjoyed watching the design and manufacturing building process of this. This is completely custom, completely unique. I drew it up in SolidWorks and we've built it. Looking forward to using this for many, many years to come. It works quite well height-wise to my new weld table, so looking forward to using it. I'm going to finish this video up with some close-ups of the stool just to end the video, but hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, drop a like. It keeps the videos going, keeps me motivated, knowing people are actually watching them and people are enjoying them, and then even better, subscribe to the channel. Makes a big difference. Once again, it's fun making these videos, but it's even better knowing that people are watching them and enjoying them. Until the next one, which will be soon, I'll see you then.